We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi becomes India's longest continuously serving elected Prime Minister, completes 4,399 days in office. Leaders across globe extend wishes. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to visit Bulgaria and Finland will hold discussions with counterparts and key leadership to boost bilateral partnership. Amid hope of potential peace deal, US launches new strikes on Iran after helicopter shot down in Strait of Hormuz. Tehran vows to retaliate further. Massive protest erupts in Northern Ireland's capital Belfast over knife attack. British Prime Minister Starmer describes the incident as sickening. And rain and storm hit parts of national capital and nearby regions. More showers expected. Airlines issue advisory. Well, on to the details. In past 12 years, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership, India has steadily integrated environmental protection with development, leading to world-leading biodiversity expansions. Well, history is made again. On June 10, 2026, Prime Minister Narendra Modi becomes India's longest-serving elected Prime Minister, completing 4,399 continuous days in office. A landmark that reflects a journey of governance, transformation, and India's rising influence on the global stage.
History is not written every day, but some dates leave an imprint on the destiny of a nation. June 10th, 2026 is one such day. A day when a leader who began his journey from the grassroots rose through public service and earned the trust of millions across 3 consecutive general elections, reaches a landmark unmatched in India's democratic history. Prime Minister Narendra Modi becomes India's longest-serving elected Prime Minister, completing 4,399 continuous days in office and surpassing the record set by Jawaharlal Nehru. But this milestone is not merely about longevity in office. It is the story of a vision that evolved from state-level governance to national transformation and from national leadership to global influence.
Narendra Damodar Das Modi.
As Chief Minister of Gujarat, Narendra Modi built a reputation for decisive governance, infrastructure-led growth, investment promotion, and efficient public service delivery. Initiatives focused on industrial development, power reforms, water management, and ease of doing business transformed Gujarat into one of India's fastest-growing states. These policies reflected a long-term vision that would later shape national governance. As Prime Minister, he carried that approach to the national stage. From Digital India, Make in India, Startup India, and direct benefit transfer to large-scale infrastructure expansion, reforms have focused on empowering citizens and accelerating growth. India today stands among the world's fastest-growing major economies and is emerging as a key player in sectors such as technology, innovation, manufacturing, semiconductors, and space. On the global stage, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has elevated India's profile like never before. India's successful G20 presidency, leadership on climate action, advocacy for the global south, and growing diplomatic influence have strengthened the country's voice in international affairs. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has received 32 international awards and highest civilian honors from countries worldwide, making him the most decorated world leader. Today, India is viewed as a major force in shaping global conversation on economy, technology, security, and sustainable development. At home, welfare delivery has reached unprecedented scales. Millions have benefited from housing, sanitation, financial inclusion, healthcare, and food security initiatives. Technology-driven governance has enhanced transparency and efficiency. From a chief minister known for development-focused governance to a prime minister leading India through a transformative era, Narendra Modi's journey reflects continuity of a vision and execution. The milestone of becoming India's longest-serving elected prime minister is not merely a record. It is a chapter in the story of a nation striving for development, self-confidence, and a larger role on the global stage. Tripti Tripathi's report, DD India.
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi received warm congratulations from world leaders on the eve of his becoming India's longest continuously serving, democratically elected Prime Minister. Leaders from Sri Lanka, Papua New Guinea and Trinidad and Tobago were among those who sent messages marking the occasion, with several highlighting India's growing global profile under Modi's leadership. Also, Sri Lankan President Anurakumara Dissanayake, in a letter dated 8 June addressed to the Prime Minister, conveyed warm congratulations of his government and people of Sri Lanka to Prime Minister Modi. In a letter, Dissanayake wrote, "This milestone is a testament not only to 4 years and 2 years in office, but also to the trust and confidence that the people of the world's largest democracy have repeatedly placed in your leadership." Papua New Guinea Prime Minister James Marape, in a personal video message, described Modi as a role model and an example of leadership and highlighted India's development achievements under his tenure. Marape said lifting over 200 million people out of poverty to good life today is an amazing feat, while also expressing Papua New Guinea's desire to further strengthen bilateral ties with India. Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamla Prasad Bissessar, has also congratulated Prime Minister Modi, noting that under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, India has evolved as a leading voice in global matters. According to her statement, she highlighted Prime Minister Modi's journey from humble beginnings to leading a nation of 1.4 billion people across 3 terms and underscored India's significant achievements in foreign policy, economic growth, infrastructure and socio-economic development. Well, wildlife is not just about forest, animals or biodiversity. It is about survival, balance and the future of humanity itself. From the roar of the tiger to the flight of the Amur falcon, from the mangroves of Sundarbans to the deserts of Rajasthan, India's wildlife conservation journey has witnessed a historic transformation in the last 12 years. DD India's Tapas Bhattacharya has this report.
India is home to one of the richest biodiversities on the planet. From Himalayas to the Western Ghats, from Sundarbans to the desert of Rajasthan, the country shelters thousands of species of animal, birds, reptiles and marine life. And over the last 12 years, the Modi government has placed wildlife conservation at the center of environmental governance. The vision has been clear. Development and ecology must move together.
If you look at the decadal increase, it is around 2% of the total forest cover which has seen the increase in the country. Even as per the ISFR report 2023, there had been an increase of 0.02% in the forest cover. This is not only possible by giving protection to the areas or winning confidence of the people.
One of the biggest achievements of the Modi government has been the unprecedented expansion of India's protected area network. In 2014, India had 757 protected areas. Today, that number has increased to more than 1,134 protected areas, covering nearly 1,87,000 square kilometers. These include 106 national parks, 574 wildlife sanctuaries, 145 conservation reserves, and over 300 community reserves. The Modi government has also strengthened the flagship wildlife programs through the Integrated Development of Wildlife Habitat Scheme. India's lion population increased from 674 in 2020 to nearly 900 in 2025. The country's first ever scientific survey estimated over 700 snow leopards in the wild, and India also completed its first synchronized river dolphin estimation exercise, recording more than 6,300 gangetic dolphins. These achievements showcases India's growing scientific and institutional capacity in wildlife conservation. Under Prime Minister Modi's leadership, Project Tiger has emerged as a global success story. India's tiger population has risen from 2,226 in 2014 to 3,682 in 2022. Today, India is home to over 70% of world's wild tigers. At the same time, tiger reserves have expanded from 47 to 58. The Modi government has also focused strongly on elephant conservation. Elephant reserves in India have increased to 33, with new reserves notified in Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Tamil Nadu. One of the most remarkable conservation stories under Modi government is the revival effort for the critically endangered Great Indian Bustard. Through conservation breeding programs in Rajasthan, artificial incubation, habitat restoration and advanced reproductive technologies are now being used to save species from extinction. Prime Minister Modi's government has also focused on wetlands, mangroves and forest restoration. The number of Ramsar sites in India has increased from just 26 before 2014 to 99 today. Through initiatives like Mishti and Green India Mission, mangrove restoration and forest conservation have received a major push. According to the Indian States of Forest Report 2023, India's forest and tree cover has increased to more than 25% of the country's geographical area. These efforts are strengthening climate resilience while protecting the biodiversity. Another major milestone under Modi government has been the reintroduction of the cheetahs in India. Project Cheetah has marked the return of the species to Indian soil after decades. Kuno National Park has already emerged as a major conservation landscape, while Gandhi Sagar and Bani are also being developed for the future cheetah habitats. At the international level, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also announced the International Big Cat Alliance during the 50th anniversary of Project Tiger. Today, 30 countries have joined the alliance, reinforcing India's position as a global leader in big cat conservation. The last 12 years, India's wildlife conservation journey has transformed into a global success story. And as India moves towards the vision of Viksit Bharat, wildlife conservation is emerging not just as an environmental priority, but as a national mission.
Well, Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan extended his greetings to Prime Minister Narendra Modi on becoming longest continuously serving elected Premier. In a post on X, he wrote, and I quote, "Heartfelt congratulations to Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji on becoming the longest serving continuously elected Prime Minister in India's history. This historic achievement is not merely a symbol of a long tenure, but a reflection of a transformative era in our national journey. Under his visionary leadership, India has witnessed remarkable progress in every sector, be it economic growth and infrastructure expansion, social empowerment and technological advancement, or India's rising global stature and the revival of our civilizational consciousness." Unquote. Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be undertaking an official visit to France, where he will be in Nice from 13 to 14 June, and then he will visit Slovakia from 14th to 16th of June. The Prime Minister will then return to France, where he will visit Evian and Paris between 16th and 19th June. In the first leg of the visit, Prime Minister Modi will be in Nice, where he will hold a bilateral meeting with President Emmanuel Macron on 14th June. Both leaders will review the full spectrum of the India-France bilateral relationship, which was elevated to the level of a special global strategic partnership earlier this year. In Nice, both leaders will also jointly inaugurate the Bharat Innovates event, which will bring together top innovation startups and venture capital funds from India, France and other countries. And on the second leg of his visit, the Prime Minister will pay a 3-day state visit to the Slovakian Republic from 14th of June at the invitation of Prime Minister Robert Fico. Prime Minister will hold talks with his Slovak counterpart and explore new avenues of cooperation. He will also meet President Peter Pellegrini. In the third leg of his two-nation visit, Prime Minister will return to France, where he will participate in the G7 summit in Evian on 16th and 17th of June. During the summit, Prime Minister Modi will exchange views with G7 leaders and those from invited partner countries and international organizations. Finally, the Prime Minister will visit Paris on 18th of June for further bilateral engagements and to attend the Viva Tech Summit, Europe's largest technology and startup event. And moving on now, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will begin his 2-day official visit to Bulgaria and Finland from today. First in Bulgaria, he will visit Bulgarian capital Sofia, where he will meet with the Bulgarian leadership and hold discussions with his counterpart Velislava Petrova. External Affairs Minister will then visit Finland on 11th of June, where he will attend the 14th edition of the Kultaranta Talks on the theme A World in Transition, Global, Regional and Local Perspectives. The External Affairs Minister will also have meetings with his counterpart Alina Valtonen and other leaders of the Northern European nation. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. U.S. House approves a $70 billion immigration enforcement bill funding Trump's hardline immigration crackdown. Late penalty denies Indian football team a win against Tajikistan in an international friendly. And French Air Force soars through New York skies, honors America's 250th birthday.
Jharkhand will mesmerize you with majestic nature, rich heritage and colorful culture.
Johar. It fits perfectly.
Thank you.
Full workout ho gaya.
Ready?
Postcards from Jharkhand on National Geographic.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, and moving on. The United States on Tuesday launched strikes against Iran after President Donald Trump said Tehran had shot down a U.S. Apache helicopter in the Strait of Hormuz and vowed to respond. The U.S. Central Command said on social media that the strikes were a proportional response to unjustified Iranian aggression. Iranian state media reported that explosions were heard off Qasem Island in the Strait of Hormuz before saying the wave of American attacks in the south had subsided. Trump wrote in a social media post that the two U.S. pilots involved in the incident were both safe and uninjured. Trump added that the United States must respond to this attack. These strikes come after the U.S. military said one of its Army Apache helicopter was downed by an Iranian drone near the Strait of Hormuz on Monday. After the helicopter was downed, its two crew members were rescued by an American sea drone. Following the strikes, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi threatened to retaliate. Araghchi warned the United States in a post on X saying, "Leave our region if you want to be safe," and vowing that Iran would answer any attack or threat. Well, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a $70 billion bill funding President Donald Trump's hardline immigration crackdown through the rest of his term. The 214-212 vote sends the partisan legislation to the White House for Trump's signature. Representative Kevin Kelly, a former Republican who has recently become an independent, joined Democrats to oppose the measure. The Republican-led Senate passed the same bill late last week after a marathon voting session. Republicans used a fast-track process known as reconciliation, which allowed them to circumvent opposition from Senate Democrats. Democrats opposed funding for immigration enforcement after the fatal shootings of two Americans by immigration agents in January, but they failed to reach an agreement with the White House on package of reforms. Well, moving on, hundreds of anti-immigrant protesters took to the streets of Belfast on Tuesday after police charged a Sudanese man over a knife attack that left one person with serious neck and head wounds. Masked youths gathered at points across the city, with police responding by deploying armored vehicles. Protesters set fire to a number of vehicles, including a bus in East Belfast. Footage showed a number of members of the public trying to fight off the attacker before police arrived, and they were credited by senior officers with saving the man's life. The suspect is due to appear at Belfast Magistrates Court on Wednesday. The UK Interior Ministry confirmed the Sudanese suspect entered the country in 2023 and acquired refugee status the same year, allowing him to remain until 2028. Though the knife attack is currently not being treated as terrorism, it follows repeated protest about immigration, with populist parties saying Britain's asylum policy had allowed dangerous men into the country. And on to some weather updates now. After enduring days of intense heat and soaring temperatures, residents of Delhi received a much-needed relief as rainfall lashed several parts of the national capital in the intervening night. The showers brought down temperatures and offered respite from the prevailing heatwave conditions across the Delhi NCR region. Due to adverse weather conditions in Delhi, flight operations are impacted. Airlines issued advisory. The India Meteorological Department predicted that other parts of North India to witness widespread rainfall between June 10th and June 14th, marking a significant shift in weather patterns across the region. Kerala is set to receive widespread rain till June 14th, with an orange alert for Wayanad and Malappuram and yellow alerts for several central and northern districts through June 12th. Neighbouring coastal areas are also under fishermen warnings due to squally weather and rough sea conditions. Central India is expected to witness isolated to scattered rainfall across Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Vidarbha through June 14th. Meanwhile, widespread rainfall is forecast across the northeast, Assam, Meghalaya and Arunachal Pradesh. likely to receive heavy to very heavy rainfall. Thunderstorms and gusty winds are also expected across several northeastern states. And in sports, India's men's football team played out a 1-1 draw against Tajikistan in an international friendly at Azor Central Stadium in Tajikistan on Tuesday. The match was part of the FIFA international window. India took the lead in the 25th minute through Vikram Pratap Singh and defended well for most of the game. However, Tajikistan found an equalizer in the 85th minute when Sheridan Boboyev converted a penalty, helping the host avoid defeat. This was the third meeting between the two teams in the last 10 months. Tajikistan had won the previous friendly 3-1 on June 5th, while India had beaten them 2-1 in the CAFA Nations Cup last August. Head coach Khalid Jamil made 6 changes to the starting lineup, with 4 players making their first start for India. Well, a stunning aerial display lit up the skies as the French Air Force paid a special visit to the Hudson Valley. The aircraft took off from Stivitt Airport before passing over West Point and the Mario Cuomo Bridge. The flyover continued south, ending with a pass over the Statue of Liberty. The appearance was part of France's tribute to America's 250th birthday. Alright, that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.